So, once upon a time, a long time ago, well, I guess it's probably a long time ago. I'm not sure. I don't know. I did, well, a long time ago in a far, I don't really know that either. Okay, far, near, long time ago, just yesterday. I don't know. You choose. Well, you see, there was a kingdom, and the kingdom had a king. Of course, right? Kings have kingdoms, of course. Kingdoms have kings, and kings have kingdoms, right? It just makes sense. They go together. You got a kingdom, and you take away the king, all you got left is dumb. See? Well, there was a problem in the kingdom. You see, the king had grown very, very old. The king was so old that he knew, and the people of the kingdom, they knew too, that someday soon that the king would die. Well, you see, that's not even the problem. See, the problem, that's sad to be sure, but, well, the problem is, okay, how do they choose the next king, right? How does that work? All right, yeah, king, queen, and their kids, prince and princess, right? They get to be king next. That's how it works. So up the line. And well, you see, problem. This old king, he had no children of his own. There was no prince. There was no princess either. He worried. What's going to happen when I'm gone with it? There can't be no king. The people, they won't know what to do without a king. They won't know what what to do in the castle. The castle's going to get dusty. I hate that. Well, the people of the kingdom, they were worried too. Right? The king, the king won't be here for long. And then we won't have a king. Oh, we won't know what to do. The castle's going to get dusty. Oh, everyone hates that. So the old king, well, here's what he did. He gathered all the wise men and women of the kingdom. I mean, maybe a few a little further away, maybe the neighbors, but not too far, right? Here they come. And the king met with these wise men and women, and they talked, and they talked, and they talked, trying to figure out how would they choose the next king. They talked all night. They talked right through breakfast. No, I don't know what they ate. Pancakes, maple syrup, real stuff. Okay, well, they talked all night and in the morning, and the point is that all that wisdom got together, and all that wisdom came up with an idea that was wise. Now, I'll tell you what happened. You see, the next thing that happened was that wise men and women, they fanned out all over the kingdom, and they visited each village, town, and city. And from each one of those, they chose one kid, and they invited them to come to the castle for a contest to see who would be the next king or queen. Now, the boy from my town who got to go, his name was Aziz. And Aziz, well, he was proud, he was excited, and yeah, so are we. He's a good kid, right? And off he went to the castle. And all the other kids were there too, and the king came out. And the king looked at them and said, "Boys and girls, It's time for a contest. We need to choose the next king or queen. And out came the wise men and women again. And they gave to each kid, they gave a pot, some dirt, and some seeds. And the king said, "Children, take your pot, your dirt, and your seeds, take it home, and come back in 1 month. And I want you to show me something wonderful." So Aziz, he brought home his pot and his dirt and the seeds, and he worked and worked like hard, so hard, careful, but watering it just the right amount. Taking it outside sometimes in the sun, but right back inside if it got too hot. And well, all kinds of stuff. I think he sang to it, and he did everything he could think of, and some things that he couldn't. Right? Also, and well, no matter how hard he tried, nothing. Nothing grew in Aziz's pot. Aziz was frustrated. Aziz was disappointed and embarrassed. He didn't want to go to the castle, but he knew he had to. I mean, they got a list, right? Where's Aziz? You got to do attendance, right? Where's Aziz? Let's go get him. Let's figure out why he didn't come. And well, so off he went. Aziz carrying his empty pot. Now he's walking towards the castle, and along the way, he saw something over in the ditch. The flowers. Really nice ones. I go, oh, how are they growing? How are they growing? Just in the ditch. I spent a whole month trying my very best, tried everything I could think of, and a lot of things I couldn't. And I tried all those things, and nothing grew, and look at the ditch. No one's looking after them. No one. They're growing anyway. Oh. And Aziz had an idea. Of course. He could go over there, pick some flowers, and put them in his pot, take them to the castle, and maybe the king would think that that was wonderful. Aziz, he listened to his idea, but then he listened to his heart. No, I can't do that. I won't do that. That's dishonest, and I don't want to be that. And so Aziz went on, carrying his empty pot up to the castle. Now the castle, well, the kids coming from everywhere, and they're carrying pots, and they're carrying big flowers. Woo! Fantastic ones, all colors, and rainbow colors, and silver, and gold, and I saw some that spin, woo, like that, and I don't know what the ones that danced, I don't know, and all kinds of amazing flowers. And while the king came out, and the king looked at all the kids and their pots of flowers, and he walked over to Aziz. And Aziz was embarrassed, and he looked down. And you see, if Aziz had been looking up, he would have seen the king come and smile. The king looked at everyone, and he told them, "I've made my choice. The next king is here. The next king will be Aziz." Aziz was amazed, but everyone else was also amazed, and in fact, they were totally annoyed. Well, you're shitting me! Look at the flower. Look at the pink ones, purple ones, right? Silver ones, and the spinning one, the ones dancing over there. Come on, those are wonderful. Those are fantastically wonderful. And this kid, Aziz's kid, he's got nothing. He's just got an empty pot. And the king says, "Stop. Stop. it's time for me to tell you the nature of the challenge, what was hidden in the contest. You see, the seeds that I gave you, they were dead. I boiled them in a pot and poisoned them and whatever else I could think of and things that I couldn't think of. And well, they were, no matter what anybody did, they weren't going to grow. And so, looking out, I can see that all but one of you cheated. And so I choose Aziz, who is brave enough to come here with his empty pot. Because you see, that empty pot, that's the wonderful thing that Aziz had brought. So, same thing, true story. Is it? Actually, this one's cool. We don't know. I mean, see, it could be. It could be the king and the king with no children. That seems reasonable, and could be. They could have come up with a contest that's pretty smart. But people are smart sometimes, right? And it could be true. We actually don't know. But I mean, the sparkly, those pinwheel flowers. No, made that part up, right? That's not true. But I mean, could be. But actually, what's really amazing? I like this one. That it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter whether or not it's true. Because it's still the same thing. We're still looking for things inside that are true. We're doing exactly the same thing. And this one, okay, there's a few. Integrity, right? That's being honest when no one's watching. It's one thing to be honest, good, when somebody's watching, when your parent, teacher, friend, when they're watching. But it's another to be honest when nobody's watching. And that's integrity. Well, and you see, there's not much more important, I don't think. Not a lot. You see, the wonderful thing, right? That's what the king said. He said, bring me something wonderful. Well, the wonderful thing he brought, that Aziz brought, was that empty pot. And another part. Well, you see, when things don't work, it hurts. It hurts. That's true. See, Aziz, he was devastated, embarrassed, horrible, that it wasn't growing. It hurts. But he was brave. And that's to go forward even though it had just not worked out. I think that's bravery. And I think kings probably need some of that too.